Yo, what's up, guys? It's Marcus and Andrew from Underpass 134.
Today we're going to be talking about our latest release, maybe tomorrow. We're going to be going over how we came up with the ideas, how we recorded it, the lyrics behind it. So, exciting stuff. Let's get into it.
It was the summer of 20.
Yeah, I know. I was like, let's see. Let's go back into the Underpass archives here. And so it was the summer of 2018, I want to say, and we were going into our second round of recording demos. We had no idea what we were doing. We were literally just experimenting all the time. And I mean, I just have these memories of trying to record a drum set with like 4 mics, and we only had 2 inputs. So we were doing some weird stuff, like running like 3 mics into a PA and then sending a DI out from the PA into this like recording interface, and like a mic, like the overhead mic would go right into the interface. It's like some crazy janky stuff that I'm actually really surprised that we didn't zap ourselves or die. We were recording some demos, and it was the end of a recording day. I had this idea for a song, and it's the first riff that you hear when the song opens. I used to play it with harmonics, actually. That's how I came up with it, and I thought it was so cool. And it was the end of recording day. We're about to go home, about to wrap it up for the day, and Marcus and I looked at each other, and we were like, let's just mess around, right? Let's just try to come up with something on the spot. So I had this idea for like how it should go, right? Just the riff, and then I think Marcus, maybe it was me, I don't remember who, just thought of like this cool drum thing where you just go boom, boom, god doom, and then have this like super smooth kind of like jammy vibe going through, like very jumpy,
Very Story So Far-esque.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we were such big fans of the story so far. Literally, we didn't know where to go from there, right? It was just the intro. I mean, that was like, that's what the song was called, was intro, because it started the set, or it would start the set, and like that's pretty much all we really had was the intro to that song. Marcus, we wanted to make it super pop punk, so Marcus hit the hi-hats twice and then goes into that punk time. And I think I showed him the 3 chords that I wanted to do, and I just said, go nuts, man. Like, wherever you think it needs to stop, go ahead. And I think at some point we were like, we gotta have that soft section in there, like, and then have it open up, right? And then end it really big. And yeah, Marcus ended it with the huge big 3 crashes at the end. And maybe we should play a little bit of that demo, because it's short enough.
I remember creating like or having a shell of an idea. You only had a riff, and there was no really like a writing process. It was literally just talking back and forth, like, what if we did this? What if we did that? What if we, whatever it may have been.
It was literally like, what if we did this? And then we would play through it like, oh, that's dope. Okay. Like, what do we do next? Yeah. I love this.
And then I just remember sitting down at the kit and like getting ready to record this, and us both looking at each other like, I wish I could say we wrote this 5 seconds ago, but it wasn't even written. It was just like, let's hop on the kit and see what happens. And it's kind of like go time. And I just remember recording the drums, and like in the process of recording the drums, like writing the song in my head, like hoping that we're on the same page as these drums are being not permanently, but like permanently recorded. I just remember the drum set being so janky, like falling apart, like 10-year-old heads, 20-year-old cymbals, like, yeah, the back to the whole recording process. We were just running like janky ass setup, like it was bound to shock.
We were running pile mics, which, if you don't know, like the average mic, like a really good microphone costs upwards of $100, right? A pile mic costs $11, and that's what we were using around the kit. Yeah. Oh my god.
And so we got that down, and like the rest of the night was just like building on top of that foundation that we had accidentally created and it somehow became a song. It's like one of the, you know, more fun songs to play live, because it's like it's really grooving. Like you almost have this somewhat kind of like hip hop inspired beat on top of, you know, power chords, and then it goes right into a punk beat, and that's like high energy. You just want to fucking mosh to that.
Mosh,
yeah,
exactly, yeah.
I think another point to like put out there is that every one of our favorite pop punk bands have that like first record that just opens up with one of the greatest freaking intro to an album of all time. Rise or Die Trying, 4 Years Strong has a phenomenal intro. Seaways, I think it's Colorblind, starts off phenomenally as well. Story So Far, Under Soil and Dirt starts off with States and Minds into Rome. Like it's just like every, you know, good pop. And then Neck Deep has I think it's Kicking It or Kick
Citizens. Oh, Kick It. I thought you were gonna say Citizens of Earth.
No, Citizens of Earth is also another one, but it's like just all of these really great pop punk bands, all of these like legends start all of their first albums, or first at least like debut albums, just have these like phenomenal intros. And I think like we really wanted to have that as well, since this would be our first record. Like it feels good. It feels good enough, you know what I mean? So
yeah, not just to kick off the record, to kick off a live show. I think for a long time,
live show, yeah,
we had no idea what we were doing in terms of like planning a set, and we thought of like all these things, like, oh, you know, for so long, maybe this is even for another video, but for so long we were just thinking like, oh, like, you know, let's have like pockets and peaks and all this stuff, like really make a cohesive set, until someone in the audience one night was like, no, you guys lose so many people when you go into these like softer lulls. Yeah, so you have to keep the energy up, like that's how you do it, right? And this song is just how you, I mean, this song is just how you get there and just like stay in that pocket of really, really energetic, like classic pop punk, modern pop punk.
Yeah, modern pop punk for sure. And I think like nowadays, as we, well, not nowadays because of the quarantine, but like 2020's practices before March were, you know, you know, you end a work day so exhausted, and then you go to practice and you're like, oh damn, I hope I have the energy to get into this. And then, you know, we start off the practice usually with that song, and it's kind of like, okay, cool, energy's there, let's go the rest of the practice, we're fine.
Yeah, it's great. Are you gonna do that cheesy thing where you go, "What's up, guys?" Like, don't be over. Be like, you know, be yourself. Don't force it.
I'll do it super cash.
I mean, also don't look too bored doing it. You gotta look like you enjoy it, man. Come on.
Super cash.